Hello and welcome to this episode. We're looking at a number of options to get your camera to be able to work for you in multiple ways. Today I'm going to show you a few of the side options on cameras that you can use for your benefit. So right now on this camera I have a few options. If I show you this camera, it's a Canon 5D Mark II. However, it has a multitude of outputs here. So let's look at these. You normally take the flap off. You need a nice long nail for it. I normally keep a nail specifically just for that purpose. So you can just flip that out the way and spin it up. And that allows you HDMI out. So firstly, HDMI out is basically similar to your TV, or let me put that down so I can speak to you properly. So HDMI out is like your TV, your games console, when you send a video signal out. So remember, a lot of people have been getting confused with the HDMIs, because are you sending the signal in, are you sending the signal out? It's kind of a bit confusing when you get cables and you try and plug it in. So what that HDMI out allows you to do is send the picture from the camera out via HDMI out, and normally that is a cleaner image. When I say cleaner image, it won't have menus around the camera's screen. In addition to that, you can actually put a HDMI cable in there, plug it into your TV and view back photos. Now it depends on your camera. You either have playback via HDMI or you have HDMI live view. What that means is you can turn your camera on as a webcam and use that feed via a HDMI capture card. We'll talk more about that separately, so don't worry, we're not going to go too detailed in that. So that's the first option. And next to that, we've got another option, it's called AV Out up there, but you'll notice just down there, there's a little USB symbol. Let me zoom you in. See that little, like a little sideways octopus? What did you say, octopus? That like a little head and like a little octopusy kind of thing there. So that is a mini USB. What is a mini USB? Let me show you what a mini USB is. This here is a mini USB. This allows you to plug in a mini USB into your camera and make that option into either plugging it to your computer or your laptop to transfer the files off your camera. So if you took loads of photos and videos, you can use that to take everything off the camera onto your computer to use for editing. However, what you'll notice is Canon have been very good, because they have given out a free webcam utility tool which allows you to turn your Canon camera into a webcam. So you could use that USB and plug a USB cable into your camera, a mini USB, and then plug the USB into your computer. You activate the software by downloading it. I did a full separate video about how to use your Canon DSLR as a webcam, so make sure you check out my other videos and you'll see that. So that would help you. So that's kind of covering the two main ones you're going to need for live streaming or any type of video work. Apart from that, AV Out, I don't use it as much. It's going to give you that extra option for AV Out. Okay, so I had to do a bit of research on that one. With the AV Out, I've never used it, but you know what I did? I got the box out for my camera. Well, that's not the box there, it's over there. I'll put it on the desk. Let me show you the desk. So I took the box out and I found out what AV is, and thank you to everybody else. You were right, D, you were right. So I've never even used it. It's been in the box, and this is a cable. So what is AV Out? You plug in one side here into the camera and it gives you 3 phono leads. Well, I'm calling them phonos. So if you remember, in the past we had we had TV or we had VCRs, and in the back of them used to have these 3 cables. Don't quote me, but one used to be picture, one used to be 2 pictures like the colors, and one used to be audio, and used to plug them in and used to have a SCART lead. So like this is going back a bit, so it's probably redundant now, older cameras, older gear, but yeah, that's basically what the AV part of it is. Apart from that, I was thinking it's the monitoring, but it wasn't. So some cameras have where you can plug a headphone in and listen to it. I was getting a bit confused there. So that is your flash system. So if you're using syncing for flashing, flash photography, that is a remote control. So if you want to do time lapse or have a little remote that automatically takes a photo every 10 seconds or whatever, that's that. And then there's a mic, so you can actually plug a mic directly into the camera. So that's a quick look at the ports on DSLR cameras. They don't come with all of them. Some come with less, some come with more. And obviously the other side you can have your compact flash memory card for photos and stuff. So the main ones that we're thinking about there is, the main ones to worry about are the HDMI out and the mini USB, and maybe the mic if you're going to record directly into it. So that's a few things to look at. In terms of the camera, you can use them as live streaming cameras, which we did a separate video on, but you'll notice on the battery cover there's a battery in here, but you can actually get separate dummy batteries which last longer, which means you can live stream for longer. Let me show you what I mean by that. I've got one up here, or I had one up here. So dummy batteries would look like this. It's basically a little block of a battery that you plug in an adapter into, and you could plug that into the power. You get the right power for your country, so the little prongs are either the 3-pin or the 2-pin, depending on Europe and which country you're from. So that's a quick look at that. It lets you make the camera into a webcam, and those are some of the connectors. What you can also do is make sure to get the right type of software. So Canon cameras, you'll find you get the updated version for your camera. You go onto the website, EOS Webcam Utility Tool, and that lets you make your camera a webcam if you do it via the USB method. But you can even go down the HDMI route, and there's a few different HDMIs out there. Just remember what your requirements are. Do you want it to be a 60 frames a second feed of the HDMI, or 30 frames going to be sufficient? That's a few things to keep in mind. I'm going to link you to another video here where I made a camera into a live streaming camera, which was actually a camcorder. So I think you'll find that interesting. I'll see you on this video right here.